Hi everyone, welcome to Life Tips by Ning. In today's video, I'm sharing explanations for the 42nd hexagram in I-Ching called increase. Actually, the underneath wisdom of this hexagram is saying about the same thing in relation to the previous one, decrease. They're just talking about the same principle from different sides of the coin. Because decrease is talking about decreasing our raw emotions of greed, anger, or strong desire, so that we're not doing things to preserve our own interests and harming other people. It's talking about the same thing here, but increasing what? Increasing your own moral standard and virtue, saying that can you humbly see your own fault and self-correct every day? Are you able to see the strength of other people and really humbly lower yourself down to learn from them? That's what you need to increase so that we can reach the same end result of kind of not harming other people's interest. Ideally, we can gain and increase self-interest and motivation without harming people, but a step further than that is all about win-win situation. Like, how can we have a mutually beneficial result? And another layer of this increase hexagram is about decreasing the top so that you can support the bottom, such as like from a government entity perspective, it's an example could be lowering tax burden so that you're decreasing your higher ups revenue, but you're increasing the benefit and livelihood of the people living in the country, right, for their welfare. So that's just an example of what you're supposed to decrease versus what you're supposed to increase. And the original hexagram description says decrease from above to support and offset the need from the bottom. Where does that come from? This is how once you learn deeper in the I-Ching, it's super fascinating to see the interchangeability and where each hexagram relate to other hexagrams. Specifically, this hexagram actually came from the one called stagnation. The shape of that stagnation hexagram has pure 3 yang lines, heaven on the top, and the earth, pure 3 yin lines on the bottom. And if you look at this 4th line, that's the bottom yang line from the heaven triagram on the outside. That guy voluntarily went down to the 1st line, saying that I'm so solid, I have enough of a yang, I'm willing to give up some of my yang to help the earth underneath me, the yin, so that we can more have a balanced yin and yang energy for each other. And in exchange, the 1st line from the earth triagram took the place of the 4th line. So this is the end result of that exchange energy. It's saying that the yang voluntarily give up part of itself to have some sort of an interaction with the yin. So that was changing from a stagnated state into a positive, lively action stage, so that you can have a healthy interaction between the yin and yang energy. That's why this increased hexagram, the end result is by building up your own moral standard and virtue, make yourself better and better each day by selflessly serving public good, not just be so self-focused and be selfish. You're not self-serving, you're serving the public, you're serving other people's benefit. Because of that, it's so advantageous to take action because the direction you're heading is so honorable. So the conclusion of this hexagram is super optimal timing to make a move, take action, rather than some of the hexagram in the past will tell us to be on the offense, stay put, be still. But this one is about go ahead, go attack, and just have this charging energy to make a change. Specifically, the initial one, this is a line I said coming from the 4th line from that stagnation hexagram, right? So this yang line is kind of a testimony of the essence of this hexagram. It's about giving. So As the lowest level person, you receive giving and support from above, meaning that at this initial stage of anything, any undertaking, this person took careful planning ahead of time. They not only thought about their own self-interest, but they already built in the thought process of how can everybody mutually benefit from this. Because of it, whomever get involved in this great undertaking, they will wholeheartedly support it because everybody will benefit from it. It's a really good cause. So it's really prosper to initiate or participate in a grand adventure, start a great business, start a great change. That is, you're gonna land nothing but good fortune because it's the essence of you're gaining support from above. The second line is also auspicious. This is actually the flipping image of the decrease hexagram, the previous one. This has the same exact line prescription from the fifth line, from the decrease hexagram, saying that you will unexpectedly run into a lot of support, large fortune, huge success. And the reason for that very fortunate result is also due to this person is kind of following the middle way, totally balanced, and he has the patience to build up his moral or virtual standards over time. Because of that, you will attract natural support and a lot of gain. The first two are super awesome. The third one is kind of from a negative to a neutral. It's a process. The reason it's negative is because it's at this transitional stages of third and fourth line. It's not stable. So after keep on increasing, you might run into a difficulty or crisis. But how you turn it into, pull it back and turn it into a neutral result is how you handle the crisis, right? Rather than help yourself, it's about wholeheartedly support everybody being impacted by the crisis. And rather than just talking about a bunch of bluff, you're very practical, you are heads down and taking action. Because of that sincere attitude, you're not only gaining your own virtue, but you're also gaining respect and trust from other people whom you helped experience this crisis. And together, you guys were able to pull yourself out of the difficulty and misery. The fourth line, this is a guy who wants to help as well. It's also kind of in this same flavor of, I might run into a hard situation, because it's transitional together with the third line. And also, this is not the guy in charge. The fifth line is the king, is the guy in charge. I'm just a yin line supporting it. But I'm very obedient. I know my role. And I want to help, but before I do something, I will check with the higher up and make sure I got permission to do so. As long as you go through that preparation phase and follow the approved authority, very prosperous, go ahead to try your best to help out and cope with the situation. Sometimes this one also has a flavor of you need to make a shift, either move to a different place or change your career, or maybe hiding or running away from something else. The moment you get on a permission basis from higher up, you make that change, that will lead to a very positive result. The fifth one is the guy in charge. It's all about giving his own interest and temporary gain to support interest from people beneath him. Because his sincere approach of this governance attitude, his willingness to give up his own interest to help others for public good, for more people to gain than maybe his own temporary loss. Because of that sincerity, he's able to attract a lot of respect and trust. And in the end, himself will gain as well. You're gonna gain because you get the support from the crowd, so that you can easily achieve your grand dream or grand goal, because more people will help you as a return of favor. Last but not least, the last one is a misfortunate one. The reason is this is at the ending stage of increase, meaning that it's morphing into something else, it's losing its flavor. And also, it's at the ending stage of this external wind triagram. Wind is super shifty and unstable, right? It changes direction constantly. So you finally lose your consistency following the teaching of this hexagram. You forget to build your moral standard. You forget to put other people's interests first before your own. Because of that, you lose that the essence of what this hexagram is teaching us. We lose the way, and you focus on your selfish gain. That in the end attracted a lot of negative and favorable results. So that's the explanation of the 42nd hexagram in I-Ching. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time. Bye.